And when did you start charging your mum?
Maybe like 6 months after.
Oh, you did? I thought that was a joke.
Oh no, I charge her.
Also, do you not think this organic piece creates fans, not consumers?
Yeah, without a doubt. Like sometimes marketing agencies can take on too many things and then certain areas drop. Not you guys.
No, I think
you've
we
got
are,
specialists for each one.
No, we're trying, mate. Let's do a podcast. There
Sounds
you go,
good.
Tom. Welcome.
Thank you.
Introduce yourself to everyone.
Okay, I am Georgia. I am the founder of Evolve Your Social.
Both?
Both. A digital marketing agency. It started it when I was 15, which is an intense one, isn't it? Bit of a weird one to say. And then as well as that, I have a podcast called the Social Commuter Podcast, which is like a rundown of social media trends and updates every week. And then that's me in a nutshell.
Well, it's not. It's so not like Georgia, but this is why we've got you on. So you've already uncovered the great thing. When we got introduced through a mutual friend or our other business partner, Dave Christie.
Lovely.
And when you arrived, I think one of the first things was when we started talking about your age, because we thought you were a little bit older. So currently 18 years old, and this is one of the reasons I've been dying to do this. So we're working together. We'll come on to some of that, but the podcast today is really under the fact that we like to talk to business owners, founders. I think your story is really, really special. We do an awful lot with the local college, so we've spoke to you about this. But 18 years old as of today.
Yeah.
Loves a pageant, by the way.
Oh,
we'll
God.
get that up.
Shouldn't have told you all that.
But look, this is about you for the first part of this. So, 18 years old now. You started your business when you were 15. You're certainly very good at what you do. You carry yourself extremely, extremely well. We were chatting just before we've come on air, so loads of charity stuff, pageants, other bits and pieces. Apparently she's a grown-up in her family as well, picks her mum and dad up when they're out. So this is cool.
Yeah.
So first question is, where does this come from? Well, where do you think it comes from?
I would say my mum was a cheapskate, didn't want to pay for a social media manager. So she said, can you just come and do it? Can you give it a trial? Turns out I was really good at it. So then I hated working in hospitality. I always liked to work because I liked the money in my bank account. I didn't ever like to ask other people for money. So I started like working in hospitality for 2 years, hated it. Every shift was the same. People are creepy. It's not the ideal type of place you want to work. So when she was like, do you want to try this out? See if you're any good at it. I was like, yeah.
And how long ago was this?
That was when I was 15. She was like, try it. And then a couple months in, she was like, oh, why am I paying someone to do it if you can do it the same level?
And when did you start charging your mum?
Maybe like 6 months after.
Oh, you did? I thought that was a joke.
Oh, no, I charge her.
Here's
the same as everyone else.
Here's the entrepreneur for you. Yeah. So that started at 15.
Yeah.
See, I being a bit older, I always have an assumption, I think guys and I talk about this quite a bit, that your generation I just naturally think it would be, you guys would know what you're doing, and that's not the case. No. I don't think. Did you use much social media before? I think Snapchat's quite a big thing at your age, right?
Yeah. I mean, everyone communicates via Snapchat. I don't think people have texted me in ages. It's just how you do. No one texts anyone. Everything is like...
This is nuts.
Snapchat. It's insane. And because I have a lot of younger cousins. Don't have any. But even my little brother, I text them via Snapchat because that's just the way it works. Like, they won't answer a text message, but they'll answer a Snapchat.
So how do you perceive Snapchat then as a function of commercialising the business? Because I don't think it's quite there yet.
It's not there yet, but they've done loads of updates. So, like, because of the podcast, I'm always sort of in the know with it. But they've done a lot of information about Snapchat ads being massive in the next couple of years. They've released how more businesses are using them every year and how they're trying to be more user-friendly, because naturally, if it's just like, it's sort of like WhatsApp, you wouldn't really necessarily see an ad on WhatsApp, but you probably will in the future. And that's the reality.
That will piss me right off.
Yeah.
I'll leave WhatsApp. Yeah. Or I'll end up having to pay just to not see the ads.
Yeah, that's the thing. And on Snapchat, you can pay to not see the ads. They have a premium version. You can pay for loads of things. But I think it's definitely, I mean, they're making loads of money because it's a free app, but they make money off Snapchat Premium. I call it Stalker Premium. It's more creepy than anything.
Why?
Because you can see if people have like half swiped your chats, which is like when they don't fully open your message.
How much is this premium?
I don't think it's much. I think it's like couple pounds a month or maybe a couple pounds a year. It's like nothing.
What's a half swipe? Like what indication would that give you they're not quite interested in you?
Yeah, basically. So
really?
If you've messaged someone, it's sort of like the red icon, but they don't know you've read it. So you've read the text, but they don't know you've read it. That's normally how you can do it. But if you pay, you can see if somebody's like read it and it was
so strange.
It's really complicated, but they have so many updates. So I do think it's going to become a bigger thing for businesses.
Yeah, it's got to. So I do know when I used to be at Monster Energy, as most people know if they watch this often, I was a commercial director, the marketing team at the time explored with some filters. We did some stuff with Valentino Rossi and did an overlay on the Yamaha garage.
That's cool.
I went nuts. Watching, because at the time I was like, well, how's that going to work? But yeah, I find this fascinating, which is going to be an interesting thing about us working together.
Yeah.
You bring a whole other dynamic. So in business for 3 years, what do you do?
So mainly just the social media side of things, organic growth, sort of my specialty. I have dabbled with ads. However, most businesses I work with are, from sole traders up to 50 employees. I wouldn't go higher yet. I do want to, that's the goal. But I think with that sort of budget they've got in mind, they don't really go to the paid approach. But I love organic social. It's sort of my baby.
I think, not to interrupt you there, but I want to because it's important. Organic. So would you agree? So I like marketing and branding even more. I think it's becoming a lost art. Everyone thinks it's quite easy to pay for ads. In fact, we've got a really good anecdotal piece of evidence most recently with a brand we've just started working with, a very popular, a ladies football player. We've had a paid ad up, and Gaz and I did a horrible gym session on Sunday together, and then took some content or created some content. Yeah. We posted a picture of literally a boat bar at the bottom of a sled in the gym. Yeah. She collaborated on it. I think it hit 40,000 views in about 9 hours. The ad's been up for 9 days. It's not even that big.
Yeah.
So I think people miss the fact that this whole organic piece is where you're at. And I think you get better conversion, right? Because people are interested.
People are more interested, and people hate the fact that they're being used for the big corporations to make money out of. Yeah. Especially on TikTok, you never see ads getting that many likes. Even if it's a good video. I saw a video the other day, and I think it was H&M or a business like that, and they did a great sort of very videography approach, trying on all the new outfits. It was really as a video, if it was a normal creator, I would have liked it. Yeah. But because it was an ad, you're a bit like, oh, they've already been paid for it. What's the point? Yeah. And they had maybe 1,000 likes, which on TikTok isn't that much, especially for an ad. So I don't know, sort of puts you off it in a way, which is a bit weird.
Also, do you not think this organic piece creates fans, not consumers?
Yeah. Without a doubt. I think community marketing is huge. It's getting bigger every week. Everyone's talking about it now. I think I'm about to release a blog about it. So it's really is the future of marketing. And I think if you're going to pay for ads, you're not going to get that community out of it.
No, you're certainly not. So someone watching this, because I always like to try and give some nuggets to this, and you'll have to make some great teaser reels as our teen wolf Tom will be putting together. What would you advise someone, a budding social media manager, social media coach, or someone in your circle? What would be 3 little sort of top tips or nuggets that you sort of say has been important in getting to you to where you are now?
Okay, I think a main thing is just to ignore everybody. That's something I say to myself all the time. I think because I started so young, every time I go to a networking event, they'd be like, "You not got school tomorrow?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, but I don't care, do I?" So just ignore everybody about everything, no matter where you are, because a lot of people are going into social media now, and they're starting from either a younger age. I think most social media managers are only in their 20s, or they're just starting out on their own. And I think when you start out by yourself, everyone's going to say something about it. Nobody likes the fact that you're not working for some big business or corporation. Yep. Just ignore them.
Love it. So ignore people.
Ignore people. This I think it's quite important for social media managers, is just to stay up to date.
Oh, I'm so glad you said it.
It's so important.
Yes, it is.
That's the whole reason I launched my podcast, is because we were going and speaking to social media managers, and their job is to know things, and they wouldn't even know things. They would say what are you on about? There's a new update. And I'll say, have you not researched it? But it takes time. It's a lot of time to update things and, to research everything that's going on, because they really like to just give you them out randomly without any knowledge. Yep. So I think just staying up to date with everything is essential.
And current. I mean, you can't, let's be honest, in a world where everyone's just copying shit that someone else wrote a while ago, which is fine, because I don't think we can really, it's rare that people invent new ways of thinking and stuff. At some point in the last few hundred years, it's probably been said, done, or adopted or thought of, so that's great. But substance is everything. And I think there's nowhere more that changes at a quicker pace right now than these platforms.
Yeah.
Because we all know, or anyone in the know knows they've got life cycles. Like social media, building a social media platform is a business model.
It's a process. Yeah.
Consumption, TikTok's in where Facebook was, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's where Instagram was when Gymshark blew up. Anyone that's like looked at all this stuff, they talk about taking advantage of the period of time each of these platforms is in. So I think that's music to my ears. Another reason I'm excited to work with you. So don't listen to people. Stay current.
Yeah.
And I think with that you become more you command a position of authority.
100%. The amount of people that come up to me and go, well, you know what's happening, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I do. I signed a client the other week because they literally said to me, you just know what's going on and you know the trends, you know the updates. And I was like, yeah,
love it.
I do. So
love it
without a doubt. And then
third one.
I think I just think weirdly and have like a weird set of thinking with it.
I'm going to help you explain that out the box thinking.
Yeah,
they call
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, but I feel like think weirdly is a good phrase.
We'll use that.
Like, just if you've got a crazy idea and you think no one's going to like it, just do it anyway.
Agreed.
So I started working with a charity recently and we wanted to talk about more women health things. And I was so sick of filming the TikToks that are like, this is how you check your boobs for cancer. And I just thought it was so boring. So we've started talking about doing like an idea of getting a Jenga board and, like a big Jenga deck and you're pulling things out and like whichever one falls, you answer the question on that. And I think that's a little bit more creative than just doing this is what I do. This is the answer to the question. Yeah.
I agree. And if you think, so you could term that. I mean, look at some of the best content creators like Mr. Beast is one. Yeah. I think we saw just a snippet of stuff. I think he had like 50 ad sets of an image where they were literally changing like the ethnicity of, I can't even fucking say that, ethnicity of the people in the audience behind him.
Yeah.
How he was grinning, how he wasn't. It was such subtle change, but it was 50 versions of an image.
Yeah.
And you just think, well, no wonder he's doing really well. And I think that's where people get some of this wrong. It's the level of creativity you have.
Yeah.
What do you think of trends?
I think obviously they do well, but if you don't get on them and you're not one of the first couple 100,000 people to do it, you just feel like you're copying everyone.
Yep.
I think there's certain ones that you should do, but if you're a business owner and you're trying to do every single one of them, you look silly.
You don't have any meaning, right?
Yeah.
What's your brand identity?
Exactly.
So pleased you agree with that.
It's really important not to just see, oh, that's doing well. Let's just give it a go. I'm sure there's some way we can make it relevant. Like when we do the podcast, we talk probably about 12 trends a week. There's a lot of trends every week. There's only one out of those that we could ever normally see a business doing.
Yep.
And even that we say this isn't for every business.
Yeah,
this is for certain ones. And if you have the personalities to do it, do it.
Yes.
Because also if they don't want to be in front of camera and the video's like,
awkward.
It's like no one's going to watch that.
Agreed.
So.
Okay, and we've seen your podcast with your, would you say business partner, friend?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Eloise.
Hello Eloise, we'll meet at some point.
Yeah.
How did you two meet and what does that look like? And tell everyone about it, so where can they find it and that sort of stuff?
That's good. So we met with first year of college. We both studied business. We both really liked it. We actually met when we both did media. Then we dropped out and then we moved to business together without knowing.
Media. Tom, are you doing media? You need to drop out by the sound of it. It's not the good route.
You know what? Everyone said that the ones that didn't drop out were like, we were going to do it, but we didn't, and we don't regret it. Instead, I chose economics as well, which was just drained me mentally. I think I'm still recovering from the exhaustion of studying economics. Did you
finish it all?
Yeah.
What grades did you get? Or shouldn't I ask?
I got an A star, and then I got a C, but I didn't have a teacher for a year. Yeah. My teacher wasn't in for economics for a year because she was quite ill.
Oh, right.
So
you never even had a teacher?
This
just gets better.
Though. Yeah.
I'm so impressed
myself.
Right, so if there's any 18-year-olds out here who wants to know a cheat code, just work harder.
Yeah. It's fine. Just had a breakdown every day over it. But it worked and it paid off at the end of the day.
Good.
But we met and then she talked about, always wanting to go into social media. And at the time, I've already been doing it for about a year or two.
Yep.
So I was like, well, I can help you if you want to go into it. Because there's already been a couple of people I've had chats with because it's an industry a lot of people want to work in now. And then after talking, she was like, well, I've had experience. She's done during COVID, the Google degrees and stuff like that you could do. I was like, why haven't you done it? So she went and she worked with The Fifth, the agency in London. So they have a big agency in London and LA, massive marketing agency. You're talking the big skyscraper level, like thousands of employees. And she did work experience with them. Came back and she said, they do this thing at the start of every week where they talk about trends and updates. And I feel like it's a waste of a couple hours. And I was like, oh, oh, that's cool. I was just thinking about doing some sort of marketing podcast. And she was like, why don't we just combine them into one? And I was like, let's do it. So we started that. And it's
how does someone find it watching it?
So Spotify and podcasts, Social Commuter. It's great. I say it's very helpful. Every week we do it, and we do occasionally have on guests, so people that work as social media managers for really big businesses.
Yeah.
So it's good to have.
Is it hard to find those people to come on?
To be honest, they've all come to us. I don't think we've gone for anybody yet, no, which is quite nice.
It's cool.
Because going
shows what you're doing must be working.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll either just, thankfully, we're in a lot of marketing communities, you know, we're part of like groups, so I'll just put it in there. Hey guys, I'm doing a podcast, make sure to watch it. Yeah, then they'll message me and be like, oh, are you doing guests? And I'll say, yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, so we had a really cool person on maybe last week, and she's part of Luxury Marketing Monaco.
Sounds like a shit job.
Well, she owns it. So she was chilling with her agency, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I worked with Hermes the other week, and I worked with Birkin, and did all of their bags and stuff. And I was like, oh, as you do. Yeah, I'm going to speak to a private jet. Yeah, what was it?
Jet or yacht?
Both.
So the jet to the yacht.
The jet to the yacht. She was chilling, and she's like, yeah, they're the type of businesses I work with. I worked with Ferrari, and I was like, wow, that's the goal, isn't it?
The goal. So there you go then. It moves us nicely on. What's the big goal?
For me?
Yeah.
So the goal is a big agency. That's all I've ever wanted.
In any specific fields, or is it just
I want social media specifically.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes marketing agencies can take on too many things, and then certain areas drop. Not you guys.
No, I think
you've got specialists for each one.
No, we're trying, mate. I did that because I feel Gaz and I had a chat the other week about just sort of being a bit more focused because of the way I think. But yeah, no, thank you for the kind words though. But it is a reason we're bringing you in.
Yeah, exactly. So having people that know specific areas, I think, is the big goal, and work purely on social media, marketing, but like organic and paid. I do want to have an agency that does both.
Yes,
but that's the goal.
Any specific genre, or just across all the industries, categories?
Across all industries and categories, because I just love doing that. I hate just doing one particular industry. I get so bored.
Yeah, I agree.
So when I'm creating content, I'll do bits from each one of my clients, because I feel like I get better ideas from all of them.
Yeah.
Than just sitting and being like, okay, now I have to make all the posts for the month for one business. Like, I just can't do that.
So, and I've been dying to get to this bit about conversations. Where does this creativity piece come from, do you think?
You know what? I have no clue. Neither of my parents are creative.
So your dad does?
He works in automation for Mondelez. So very boring office job.
Big business though.
Big business, yeah. So he just sits and types all day and yells at his computer. So that's about his job. That's in a nutshell.
Sounds like me.
Yeah.
And then your mum?
In marketing. So
that's where it comes from.
Yeah. But she's the least creative person ever. So I have to tell her. She's got no creativity. She has creativity when it comes to other businesses.
Yeah.
And then she'll get like waves of it. But when it comes to creating content, she'll just go like that.
So is she more strategically orientated 100%. When you're talking about like headline marketing plans, how to take things to market and those sort of things?
She's great, and she knows all of that, and she works with a weird mix as well, which I think is where I've got that like of doing different things from.
Okay.
Because there's nothing that she does that's the same. She comes up with sometimes really out of the box ideas, and then we can have a chat about that.
You just used out of the box instead of weird.
Out of the box, yeah. Out of the box ideas. Weird ideas. Same sort of thing.
Good.
But I think I've been, I studied art and I studied textiles. So I did a lot of creative things with that.
Yep.
And then she's taking the more like logistical creative approach. But they combine very nicely. So.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah. Well, we're certainly looking forward to working with you. I suppose that probably comes on to, let's dig into so I know how we met. So Dave, we're looking to pivot. I think one thing we have to, and I'm sure you agree as a business owner, especially in this space, is appreciate the use of AI technology.
So far.
And I think in your specific discipline, the fucking landscape's changing quick.
So insane. You can wake up and there's the next big thing and a next update. It's scary though.
And also services and products and financial models change. So we've talked about our Amazon models, pay as you grow. Yeah. So I looked at it and thought, especially when I see all the things, I get in little rabbit holes on socials most nights. Gaz and I are still working. You saw like packages prices are so lean.
Yeah.
So that's where we had an idea about how we could compete with what I think is the new wave of pricing for social media support and be competitive. And then Dave mentioned that he'd been working with you, and his his moral compass is extremely aligned, and said about keeping the money in the country, and if even better into the county or our counties.
Yeah.
So that's where we started. What did you, and this is be as honest as, but what was your first impressions when you, I don't know, you first looked at the website, first met Ask? You know, what boxes do we tick to think, oh, it'd be cool to work with us?
You guys aren't boring at all. Like, none of you are boring. That's the best thing.
Good.
And I feel like a lot of the times you can see agencies and they can be, you know, white, everything, all the walls and everything's so plain and there's no sort of creativity. And it's a marketing agency. You know, you all have so many businesses and they're all so creative. Why would you want to work for a place where everything's the same and the way of working is the same?
Agreed.
You've got different things, and especially because you work with like local colleges, they bring in different minds all the time. So it's just a bit different.
So you brought that on. So for those that don't know, we do a lot of work with the college. We've had about 11 TQual students in the last term. We're currently working to agree an Entrepreneurs Academy and then do some conversions upstairs. So I think for us, as well as that's very kind for you to say, you're a really nice addition to bring to this, because then not only is she 18, got all the A levels and all the rest of it, you actually mentor young ladies or young women trying to enter the workplace. So tell us a bit more about that.
So I started it during the pageant stuff, as you would say.
Oh, we're going to get onto the pageant stuff. So cool. We're going to get pictures on there.
So bad. But I thought you have to basically pick a platform. And I always wanted to do a platform that was about supporting women. So I went down the route of, so I think I collected 100 bras to send to war zones. I made 1,000 period packs to give to women, and none of it I was like, this is good stuff, but it's just not right for me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everyone just sort of does, you know, the fundraiser, the raffle. So instead I thought, let's mix it up. So I spoke to a charity close by called Motherwell, and they said, well, we give speeches in schools and they're sort of sick of us now. We don't really, they're sort of a bit bored of us. Do you want to come and do something a bit different? I was like, yeah. Why wouldn't I? So I made a really nice PowerPoint and called The New Generation of CEOs. And I taught women from as young as 13. Yeah, it's really cool.
And how old were you again? I just need to reiterate this. You're talking to 13-year-olds at the
This was only like 6 months ago. It's okay. Well, I was still 17 at that point.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And what age? So that's secondary school then?
Yeah, so secondary school. I did a couple year 7 ones, but they were a little harder to speak to on the basis that sometimes I forget my PowerPoints can be quite complex. So I'm sat there talking about market research, target markets, and then they just stared at me blankly. And I have to remember these are the kids that did their SATs the year before.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah. Fine.
So
you're learning all the time. Look, and I think that's such a remarkable gift and talent to have, mate, at such a young age. Especially when taught, I was like 25 when I think we left the army, and I just look back and think, fuck me, I didn't even know what I was doing. So look, I think it's remarkable. Really excited to be working with you.
Thank you.
Dave is obviously part of helping this. He does an awful lot as well.
Yeah.
I think with his master's degree and his business coaching stuff. I think we're building quite an interesting team.
100%.
We've got to talk about this pageant stuff.
I regret saying it now.
No, I'm joking. It's good that you can have a bit of banter as well.
Yeah.
So we're talking off camera before, as we're getting everything set up about what George's interests are, and pageants come out of somewhere. So please explain what a pageant is for those who might not know.
Literally, the American beauty pageants, the big hair, the big dresses, all the makeup, the spray tans, and you walk on a stage and you do the charity work, and it's great. I think it's fab. And everyone thinks it's, you know, the proper miscongeniality. Everyone's like tripping each other up and everything like that. It's not. Totally opposite.
Are you all nice to each other?
Yeah, they're some of the nicest girls I've met.
Brilliant.
Ever.
Good.
Like proper balls of energy nice, because they've all done charity work for the past year.
Yeah.
They're like genuinely nice girls.
So walk us through then. So when you say charity work, so you're in this is like a league for the year you're in?
Yeah, sort of, if you see it in that way. Yeah.
Okay, definitely. So this is a full year commitment.
Yeah.
Talk about the charity work.
So they don't say specifically you have to do it.
No.
But when you have an interview, a lot of the questions relate to charity. So I had like, tell me a bit about yourself, and then I mentioned the business, and a lot of my business were like, a lot of the questions were related to the business and how I've worked with charities throughout that.
Yeah.
Some girls directly got like, what have you done to support a charity? So they say that, you know, you need to do something rewarding. If you've got a title, basically make the most of it. So we all have our little sashes. We go into schools with our sashes.
Where do you have pictures online?
I probably will, yeah.
Come on, guys.
I have a pageant Instagram account. Yeah.
Pageant Instagram account. Let's have a look. So while we're finding that and Gaz is pulling that up, talk about some of the charity work you've done, how much or what that looked like, you know, how much you've raised, who are they?
So I've done so many charities, a lot for breast cancer awareness, Breast Cancer Now. cancer research. Then I did a fundraiser for a women charity. I did the bra collection, the period pack collection. Was in the midst of organising a bottomless brunch, but that's just been postponed. And then
It's not just a piss off.
yeah,
I love it.
But the money went to charities.
Oh, but aren't you allowed to drink? So you wouldn't be able to drink.
I wouldn't have drunk on it, no. Which is why we sort of postponed it till after the pageant. Because at the minute I've not picked my next one, so I can go get drunk. So it's fine.
We've got some low calorie prosecco.
There we go.
So
That'll be fine then.
Look, we're nearly in.
What am I searching for?
That's what it is.
Here we go.
Top one.
Can't wait to see this.
That one, yeah. So.
I didn't even know they did this in the UK.
Oh yeah, the big dresses and.
Wow.
Yeah, it's intense. I told you it's very interesting outfits.
Oh, it's like proper ball gown stuff.
Yeah, and you all walk.
Is that
down.
you on the right? No
Yeah.
way. You do not look 18.
Yeah, it's quite.
So how many
funny.
people do this, did you say?
About 64 were in my one. So
Jesus.
all across Scotland, Ireland, Wales, everything like that.
This is cool.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
So look, while we have a bit of light-hearted banter about it, there's a serious note to this, isn't there, right? You're doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
For an organisation to have this many people focused at one thing, just being decent people and doing
Yeah,
good stuff, I
that's
think
what it
is
is.
kind of cool. So
It's
literally,
great.
look, props for that. Let's not, look, everyone watching this just think it's a bit of banter. This is pretty cool.
It is. I do enjoy it.
And this is, in the little we know you, this is you, right?
Yeah, it's a cool thing.
What does mum and dad think about this?
They think I'm crazy. They genuinely thought I was insane until they came and watched me, and then like my mum cried, and I was like, "Why are you
mate,
crying?" She's like, "Because I wasn't a competitive kid. I did no sports ever. I tried them, and then my little brother would come on. God, my face is everywhere. My little brother would come and like take part, and then try and beat me at every sport. So I'd quit sports, and then thought, what's something he can't take part in? Pageants.
That is
So
a driver.
my logic was that I did a lot of things.
Hold on, Georgia runs, you've got, 30 miles.
Oh my God, across 30 days. Lower your
a mile a
standards.
day.
A mile a day. Just 1.6k
You
a
didn't have to
day.
be that honest, did you? I was about to prop you for like 30
I
miles.
know. I did my little run for charity every day.
Good. So do you like to keep fit? Do you keep healthy?
I did.
That is awful.
You know
That
what?
is
I really
terrible.
like Reformer Pilates. I'm like a Pilates girl.
This
not
reformer
seen it?
stuff, isn't it? This what Vic? Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. So like on the machines and you
Yeah.
do it. It's really good for you actually. So
So I only bring this. So we've got a friend now, but we've met. She come on the podcast here for TRX. She's next Olympic cyclist.
Okay.
Her story's crazy. Have a
Yeah,
look. Like
sounds it.
for women, she nearly died. Like
Okay.
broken every bone in her body. But she's now like, looking to set up a is it reformer? Did you say
yeah, Reformer.
reformer studio?
Oh God, that's cool.
I think it's isn't she in Cheshire?
Yeah, she tried to open one up in Chester or Liverpool.
Is it Chester or Liverpool? It's not far from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look.
Vic Williams. Well, I'll
Okay,
connect
send me
you.
over,
She's cool.
yeah.
She's looking. Hopefully, if we get some retreats doing in the new
Yeah,
year.
that's
But
what you
she's
want.
like great story. But yeah, she's starting all this stuff.
Sounds fab.
Look, so I think we've exhausted everything and we've finished on an absolute high.
Pulled all my
Oh,
parts
this is
apart.
brilliant. This is Tom's sitting there, literally excited to edit this. So I guess we'll finish on how we're going to be working together. So
Yeah.
you're coming in, there's some alignment here. We've got a strategy, as Georgia alluded to, where we're building a global agency, multi-million pounds, and getting divisional experts in at every level. So as you kindly put, you'll be helping us put together that social media side of things.
Yes.
I guess as we wrap that up with that sentiment, any final comments, words, suggestions, praise, anything else?
You guys are just great.
Oh, stop
I'm
it,
so
stop
excited
it.
to start. But no, I think it's going to be really exciting. So many ideas of things we can do together. So
Cool. Good.
ready for it.
Keep your eyes peeled, people.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank
Looking forward to
you.
working with you. We'll be back with another episode, speaking with more interesting young, probably not just young actually, I shouldn't be so ageist, but interesting founders, businessmen and women. Cheers for watching.